Hello, everybody. My name is Jürgen Moors, and welcome to a new episode of the Chain Gang. We are still on our path through the world wonders of Web3. We already tackled four, and today it's number five. And number five are tokens. Now, what are tokens? Tokens are digital assets, and they represent a certain ownership or a certain access right to a service or a product. But it goes broader than the cryptocurrency, which is just majorly for paying, than we have seen before. It's more versatile in use, so to speak. Now, what is it not? Most of the time, it is not to pay. It's not a currency. Yeah? And it is always not necessarily decentralized. It can be, but it is not always decentralized. Now, there are at the moment four major types of tokens. One of them is the utility token, which gives you access to a certain product or service. Like, for instance, I have a certain token to a certain reading service, allowing me to read one book every week. Simple example. Security tokens, meaning they are a proof of a certain investment in a project where in the future we expect also a certain profit. And that way, depending on the amount of tokens that I have, I will also get a certain payback of my investment. These are security tokens. Number three, governance tokens. Governance tokens are typically tokens that give you the right to be part of a certain decision process, or it gives you voting rights in a certain decision process. Think about the decentralized autonomous organizations, or the DAOs that we had in the second world wonder. There, typically, these governance tokens are at work. There they determine your voting rights, which we discussed over there. And last but not least, and which we discussed in our third world wonder, NFTs, non-fungible tokens. These are also tokens, and they are a proof of ownership, whether it's digital art or something else, physical art, or in some kind of real estate. These are the NFTs. And those are the four major categories that we see right now. What are the opportunities behind these tokens? Well, there are a couple. It gives an innovative way of fundraising. That's one thing. It's also democratizing, for instance, investing, but also decision making with the governance tokens. And of course, it gives you a certain empowerment to the creator, especially with NFTs, and also especially with the utility tokens, because you can build your community with utility tokens, and depending on the amount that you have, you can work with certain thresholds, and those thresholds give you access to additional information, to additional things that a certain creator brings to the market. There are no ups with downs, and also here in the area of tokens, there's a lot of regulatory actions to be expected worldwide. So we will never know where it goes. So a regulatory insecurity is part of the tokens. Also here, and we've seen that with especially NFTs or non-fungible tokens, there is still a very high volatility in there as well. And like this, also here, there is a security risk, like similar with the cryptocurrency, where, for instance, if your digital wallet gets hacked, typically in the digital wallet you have your cryptocurrencies, but also your non-fungible tokens and other tokens that you are the owner of. Well, they can then disappear, or they can be stolen that way as well. So the security risks, like I said before, nothing is 100% safe. But to wrap up, I just want to say that tokens, especially in the coming years, will revolutionize the way that communities are built. Especially the first three, when we look at the utility token, when we look at the governance token, and we look at the security token, they will revolutionize the way that creators will act, that the way that creators will build a community around them, because it will give them a whole new set of tools to profit directly from their efforts, in comparison to where it is right now. It's often very indirect, because a certain platform earns money via advertising, and you get a very small share of that. With the tokenization, this will change in the coming years. That's it for our fifth world wonder of tokens. And I hope to see you next time for the sixth world wonder. See you then. Bye bye.